Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another dev update on Ninja Revival Online, the most immersive ninja experience coming to Roblox. Now that said, with testing underway, we are quickly moving into the closed community phase of the game, meaning yes, you can start writing your own story and becoming the ninja you are always meant to be, or get destroyed by Spiral in a 1v1. Isn't that right, Spiral?
As always.
So if you want to get in on it, join the Discord, link in the description and the pinned comment. Applications are very soon. Now you can also sub to the Patreon to get shortlisted. There's also some other perks you can get in-game for being a Patreon sub, just as a thank you for helping us not be homeless. But that's enough yap. Let's get right into it. So what are we doing here today, Spiral?
Today we're going to be going over the Bloodthirsty Broadsword. Every one of you guys know what this sword is about, and we've shown it before in other videos, but we've never shown it in all of its glory. Of course, here we have the sword. You guys have seen the combat string of the sword, you know. Pretty strong sword if you ask me. One of my favorite weapons that we have in the game. And of course, where better to do it than on the bridge that we have yet to name for the game yet. So we're just gonna call it the bridge. And everyone remembers their favorite episode when Rock Lee achieved the ability to wield the Bloodthirsty Broadsword. And who could forget the time that he was able to awaken into the Demon Slayer mode.
What?
Which we also will be showcasing as well. The cool thing about these two weapons is that they both have really cool interactions together. So without any further ado, let me actually get to the showcase. The cool thing about this sword is that it has one skill and one weapon trait. If you guys don't know what a weapon trait is, it's just like the traits you guys will have for your characters, which are essentially traits or passives that make your weapon do different things, perhaps more damage. In the case of the Bloodthirsty Broadsword, is, if you can imagine, anytime you hit a character that is bleeding or has the bleeding status effect, you do some extra damage. So this weapon is a weapon where you get boosted if you have a certain build to it, and also it has another synergy that if you are in the Demon Slayer Awakening, it does extra damage as well. With every build, we try and stay away from direct damage increases and kind of have damage increases based on the synergies you guys make together and decide to string together. So the first skill, without any further ado, is the Execution Spin. It is the barrage skill that comes with this weapon, and the final hit is a block breaker. So somebody can't just block your entire barrage, but it has some startups, so it's not completely overpowered. I'll showcase it on Shiver right here.
Damn, it's a powerful skill. It's a real powerful skill, but I think you skipped over one thing. How does one actually obtain such a weapon like this?
To obtain this weapon, you have to fight. In all seriousness, guys, the only way you can find out how to obtain the weapon is by either entering the closed community or playing the actual RPG game. And that's a great segue into the awakening system. Shiver, simply touch on the awakening system just as a refresher from the last video.
So the awakening system is one of the most intricate systems in Ninja Revival Online. So you can have two different types of awakening. The first one is your primary or family awakening, and each family has its own type of awakening, or at least a stage 1 for it. And then number 2 is your secondary awakening, which you can get from various gameplay methods.
Before we get to the showcase of the secondary awakening, we'll show you one of our other primary awakenings that we've done, aka the family awakenings. And I'll let you guys guess which one it is. And of course, if you guys want to see more content on this, you'll either have to wait for the next video or do the smart thing, join the Discord, because we're constantly posting new sneak peeks. Perfect segue into the Demon Slayer Showcase. The Demon Slayer Awakening has only 2 skills that are only available once you awaken, and only has 1 level as well. This is one of the first awakenings you can get in the storyline, and it's also one of my favorites. So in this game, to awaken, you're gonna have to hold down the Z. You'll know you're about to awaken when you have the purple effects. That looked way more badass on my screen, so Shiver, go ahead and awaken just so they can see it.
Okay. Here you go, you hold it down, and boom. Little cutscene there. Damn, and now you're a true demon.
And it comes with 2 skills. The first skill is called Reckless Frenzy. What this skill does is it allows you to close the distance, very similar to Chakra Dash. The only difference is that no one can take you out of your dashing state, and they can't knock you back, but they can damage you, which in less words means you get hyper armor. So here's the skill in use. Let's say Shiver Away has been running away from me all match, and I finally want to close the distance because he's been spamming projectiles. All I'll do is summon my demon once again, and I'll attack him. And that did 1,000 damage, but it wouldn't do 1,000 damage ideally, like once you guys get in the game. But of course, my stats are busted. But essentially, the idea is that you close the distance with this skill, you get your hyper armor, so they can't stop you. And then once you close the distance, you can get off whatever you want to get off from there, you know? Now, Reckless Frenzy is obviously a great skill, and of course, typically people who aren't the best at video games like to have skills that just give raw damage, and this would be right up your alley. But the next thing that we need to talk about is a skill like Hiding in Mist, and the reason this skill, in my opinion, is much better than Reckless Frenzy is because you can use Reckless Frenzy along with Hiding in Mist, but of course, because Hiding in Mist is a utility skill. Now, before I explain exactly what it does, I think I should just show you what it does. So of course, I get on the bridge, and again, who could forget when Rock Lee got really upset after he awakened his Demon Slayer and he finally called forth the mist on the bridge. And as you can see on Shiver Away's screen, he probably can't see much, especially once he zooms out. Ain't that right, Shiver?
Can't see anything.
But of course, on my screen, it gets a little bit hazy, but not too hazy. And of course, on your teammate's screen, it gets slightly hazier. Shiver, actually go ahead and show them what the haze looks like from the user's perspective.
You have to be in your awakening to actually use these skills. So if I go ahead and use Hiding in Mist now, as you can see, like I actually still have my visibility. I can plan something, I can get behind him, set up a combo, something like that. Very, very useful in both the 1v1 and the team fight situation.
And again, it doesn't just stop at hiding yourself and running away. The real goals for team fights, especially in the base battles and for capture the flag, to 1, disorient your enemies, and 2, since it buffs the attack stat of anyone in your squad or your party members while also increasing your speed while you are invisible. It makes for 1, a really good skill to have in capture the flag, and 2, a very good skill to have in any team fight. It's also not too overpowered in certain game modes, because the way it works is this. I guess it'd be better to show from your screen, right, Shiver? So I'm gonna go ahead and use the skill way far away. Shiver, stand back. So also note, guys, the haze for the enemies won't be as strong in the RPG version of the game. It will be stronger in the closed community version, as well as the the time that it lasts for, and the area of effect won't be as large in the RPG version. We're saving more of that for the hardcore version, but it's still gonna be a great skill. But as you can see here, here's the general idea. If I'm far away from Shiver and I use this shouldn't hit him, I don't think, right, Shiver? You can't get, you're not hit by this?
I'm not hit by that.
Yeah, it's only once he walks into my like area, if he can, before it runs out.
And now I can't see anything.
Yeah, so then the haze comes in and he can't. It's kind of hard for him to play. So again, the effect lasts for as long as your enemies are in the area and as long as your teammates are in the area. So you can't be on the base, like protecting the base, and then call the effect from the base, and then someone who's actually fighting on an enemy base gets the buff. No, you have to be in the area to take advantage of the effect. And also, once you do attack, the effect wears off. That's why you get no buff to your damage or incoming damage, because the effect only lasts as long as you're not hitting anyone. It's more of a passive skill for you and a buffing skill for your teammates. The good thing about this skill, though, is that the first skill that you use coming out of Hiding in Mist, if it's not due to you running out of time and being kicked out of the skill, and you actually use an attack or an M1 of some sort to come out of the skill, it does more damage to the person you're attacking. So it actually is smart to like save one of your stronger attacks to do it, to make sure you're using it once you get out of the skill. But of course, even if you miss, it still counts as you coming out of Hiding in Mist, so you lose the buffs of that. And finally, what the skill does grant you isn't immunity, but this thing called Poise. What Poise does is it means that just like Hyper Armor, you can't be affected by stuns, so no one can stun you with either a punch or any other regular stunning attack. But unlike Hyper Armor, which does not get knocked back at all, if you get knocked back, so say somebody has Almighty Push, and they just use that right when you use Hiding in Mist, your Hiding in Mist state does actually end. So it's not an invincibility, it's not a Hyper Armor, it's Poise, to where only stuns and damage are negated. Knockback, other things like that aren't.
Okay, guys, but remember, you can be playing very soon. We are going into closed community, so make sure you join the Discord so you do not miss out, or subscribe to the Patreon to secure your spot. But wait a second, what's that right there?
Oh, this is just what they call the Brothers Gauntlet. Now, I wanted to showcase this in this video, but Shiver said one thing at a time, so we're not going to showcase this. A lot of you guys probably don't even remember this part of the manga or the anime that this item references, but it actually is one of the cooler weapons. I think we'll show it on the screen at some point. But yeah, this is the Brothers Gauntlet. Comes with one skill, and the cool thing about this skill is, I don't want to give away too much, but it has a pretty cool passive and a pretty cool skill as well.
But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more fast and quick dev updates like this of new features in the game, so definitely let us know what you want to see next, or alternatively, you could DM Remy specifically if you are not pleased with what we're showing.
Yeah, or you could also report him. That actually has more of an effect than just DMing him, but again, like, you guys can do what you want.